What's the point of technology if nobody can use it? Only some nerds with super technical skills. Then it's not going to get out there. Rather than building tools for Bitcoin, let's put Bitcoin in the tools that people are already using. Right? So much is flowing through messaging. Why not money? Why not Bitcoin? The fact is, a user can take Cake Wallet or Radar, walk into a store, and if they give them a QR code with a Lightning invoice, boom, they can pay it. No hassle, easy to use, easy to set up. And that's what your Breez SDK for Spark brought to the world.
Hello and welcome to Shoot the Breez, where we talk to the builders building the future of Bitcoin. Today we've got an awesome guest. We have Vik, who is the CEO of Radar Chat. You'll also know him as the CEO of Cake Wallet. Vik, great to have you on the pod with us.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. I'm the founder of Radar, which we just came out with 2 days ago, which we'll talk about. But I'm also the founder of Cake Wallet, which is a self-custody multi-currency cryptocurrency app, which we came out in 2018, a long time ago. And I've been in the Bitcoin space since 2013. During that time, from about 2017 to today, I've also been a combination of one of the following: a chairman, CEO, or president of this steel company based in the US.
I mean, fantastic to see like your journey across your career. So the kind of first thing I've got to ask you is, what is Radar?
Yeah, Radar is a fork of Signal. It's a Signal client, which has a Bitcoin Lightning wallet built in. Basically, that's it. You can communicate with other Signal people. You don't have to convince anyone to, hey, join this new other app to communicate with them. You can continue using Radar like you do with Signal, but you can send Bitcoin to other Radar folks.
Obviously, you started off with a lot of wallet-based applications here, and so I'm curious, why Radar?
Well, I think it's a continuation of Cake Wallet in some ways. I mean, when I started Cake Wallet, the main purpose was to make cryptocurrency easy for everybody, make it less intimidating, make it so anyone can download an app and start using it right away. They don't have to worry about node management or this and that. So that was the idea. You download an app in a few clicks, you can start using cryptocurrencies. Radar was kind of born out of the same philosophy: how to make people use cryptocurrency on a daily basis. What is it that everybody does every day? That's messaging. That's you wake up, first thing you do is you check your messages. Many times a day, you pull out your phone just to see if you got any messages from friends or family or coworkers or what have you. And already through messaging, so much is already flowing through there. Of course, just text, me texting you here, hey, how you doing? Text message. Or here's a picture of me on vacation. So pictures are flowing through there. Hey, here's a video I took. Video is flowing through there. Documents. Hey, can you look at this PDF that I just sent you? Right? So much is flowing through messaging. Why not money? Why not Bitcoin?
I think I completely agree with that because the internet unlocked information. Value should move like information. Bitcoin achieves that. My question, I guess, is why hadn't this happened now? Obviously, there's been implementations out there, but specifically, what do you think has been a blocker for bringing this frictionless experience to market?
Why wasn't it done before? I think probably technical reasons. Even last year, there was tweets out from Jack Dorsey and other people that Signal should have Bitcoin. I mean, even with Breez, right? 2 years ago, we tried putting another Bitcoin Lightning implementation in Cake Wallet, and we worked on it, and it just didn't give a good user experience, so we scrapped it as of last year. And then you guys built the SDK for Breez, built the SDK for Spark, and it just made it quite easy. Now we don't have to worry about liquidity or opening and closing channels or anything. It just made it very easy. So I think a combination of technology and WeChat had a lot to do with it. To be honest with you, I mean, I've been going to China for 30 years for the steel industry, for my steel life, and I always thought it was interesting. People just pull out the WeChat I'm in a cafe with my agent or somebody or my supplier, he just pulls out a WeChat and pays. Doesn't go to another app, doesn't go to a wallet, and just goes to WeChat and pays it. That always intrigued me. That because they're already doing it, that money's already flowing through messages or a messaging app. Um, so yeah, a combination of reasons that this needed to be done.
And so basically where you're getting at today is you're basically saying the technology has moved on, and even 2 years ago, obviously I think people think that because of how long maybe Bitcoin has been around, or cryptocurrencies in general now, that Bitcoin especially could do the things that it's now able to do, right? And so
Hmm. Hmm.
what are you hoping from Radar? Are you hoping that this breaks into the mainstream? Like, what, as in, like, because I've noticed the simplicity, etc., etc. So I
Right,
assume there's
right.
a niche in the market that you are very clear on tackling.
Exactly. I mean, I think there's two different types of people. I think one is just pure hardcore Bitcoiners that are understand Bitcoin and want to use it, want to hold it, want to spend it. It's definitely for them. Now they have a one place to message and pay split meals with some, from somebody that they met last night, or pay for a cab ride that they shared with somebody, whatever it is, right? They can do that right in the app. But I think the other bigger market is the non-crypto people. Um, People who are they're not going to go and download a cryptocurrency wallet like Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet is a cryptocurrency wallet. That's what it is. It's in the description. It's all about that. So trying to get somebody to download a wallet to try to, hey, use Bitcoin. Oh, I got to go download this wallet. But hey, use this messaging app. It's compatible with Signal, fully interoperable with Signal. You can use that. And they restore it with their phone number and they get it and boom, they're using Bitcoin right away without any thinking, without any setup. So I think that's the bigger picture, to go after the non-Bitcoin people and get them into it. Um, does that mean we may have to look at stable coins and things like that in the future? Yeah, sure. Because not every normal people maybe are intimidated by Bitcoin or don't like Bitcoin or don't like the fluctuation in price. So maybe we give them a stable coin in the future.
Maybe you could even use stable balance with the Breez SDK. There's me doing some shilling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yes, of
So,
course. That's exactly what I was coming
yeah,
to.
yeah. So that's basically it. So, have you had any examples of folks you mentioned? I'm sure so far, friends, family that maybe aren't in our world that have used it. And is there anything that has maybe surprised you on the feedback that they've given, or is it exactly how you imagined? They used it and they get it.
With Radar, you mean? Yeah, so I mean, it's been what, 2.5 days since we launched. So it's still very early to tell, but the feedback we've gotten is amazing. Actually, right before this show, I was on David Kochstein's show, The Breakdown, and he brought a Bitcoin Maxi over, and he said, "Well, let me ask a Bitcoin Maxi what he thinks of this product." And the guy's like, "This is great. This is wonderful. This is exactly what Bitcoiners have been waiting for, um, to be able to use Bitcoin in a regular app, not a specialized Bitcoin app, right?" Um, I'm getting a lot of that feedback, that it's rather than building tools. The guy, Bitcoin Maxi said it perfect. Rather than building tools for Bitcoin, let's put Bitcoin in the tools that people are already using. And I thought that was brilliant. So, and another thing I believe is technology, right? What's the point of technology if nobody can use it? Only some nerds, you know, with super technical skills or can use it. Then it's not going to get out there. You got to make a proper user interface, give a good user experience for people to use it and keep coming back to it, and to make that technology ubiquitous everywhere.
Well, it's funny you say that because obviously, no, I'm close with the folks, you folks at Cake I'm close with, and I see, uh, I understand it. I understand. I think that's why we share the same kind of ethos here. Is about making things simple, right? So from our end, we're trying to make it simple
Hmm.
for developers. You guys are trying to make that,
Yep.
therefore, simple for end users. And I think, and again, this comes from, I guess, your philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
This simplicity kind of is driving its way through everything you do. At Cake, you want to make payments simple. Here, you're bringing Bitcoin into the experience. Where do you see the next area? What? Because clearly, right. Or do you think where you are in messaging, this is it? This is more social media, etc. Bringing Bitcoin to those experiences and bringing Bitcoin to where people are is basically what I'm guessing at. So I'm saying you've made it simple for wallets. That's folks in our world. You're making it simple for folks to message in their day-to-day life. Do you think there's any other areas that need to be tackled?
Well, one thing that I see that's already been done, of course, Jack Dorsey with the Square terminals, turning on Bitcoin Lightning payments in there. That's another great example of not building a whole nother special tool where people have to switch to use Bitcoin. But it was already there. It's in the terminal's already there. When that barista spins that thing around, you'll see the QR code and you'll pay it. So I think you're going to see more and more things like that, people waking up. The last 15 years, the Bitcoin cryptocurrency industry has been building great tech, right? But I think now let's get that tech embedded into existing systems that people are already used to. What that is, who knows what that is going to be a billionaire, right? I think messaging was a good choice on our part. Pat ourselves on the back. And making it compatible with Signal, I think was I'm impressed with my team that we pulled that off. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Honestly, and this is a side note, I'm probably not even going to, I might include this part, but basically,
okay.
I messaged Seth this. I said to him, it's the first time I've used a product where I don't feel it's a Bitcoin product. I don't. It's a messaging app. It's a messaging app that allows me to do the things that I want to do with value. So I think it's kudos to your team, and that's kind of why I was asking about areas that clearly you start with the wallet because wallets were clunky to where you are now, 2 million. Messaging next frontier. You get right. That's the next one, embedding it in day-to-day experiences. So that's kind of where I was going with it. To take a couple of steps back to building and adding Bitcoin and Lightning, especially, and your journey with Lightning. Obviously, you mentioned you guys used the Greenlight implementation for Cake 2 years ago. Fast forward today, you're using the Breez SDK within both Cake and within Radar. What do you feel has changed? And we've covered some of this, but what do you think specifically has changed in those last 2 years that's made you feel more confident as someone who's user-focused?
Yeah, and you said it perfectly. I am user-focused. What's happening in the background, I mean, you'll have to talk to somebody more technical on our team. But again, it was the user experience which impressed me with the Breez SDK and of course with the Spark backend. It just goes in line. I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of complaints. Oh, it's not real Lightning, or it's not this, it's not that. I mean, if we're going to wait for perfection, then just keep waiting for perfection. It's never going to happen. The fact is, a user can take Cake Wallet or Radar, walk into a store, and if they give them a QR code with a Lightning invoice, boom, they can pay it. To the user, they just use Lightning. And that's what matters, a user experience. It was fast, no hassle, easy to use, easy to set up. And that's what your Breez SDK for Spark brought to the world and brought to us first, so which is amazing. So I think that's what's changed, the user experience. I mean, Lightning is, everybody, you see all the time on Twitter and other places, people say, oh, Lightning's broken, it never works, this and that. And I think here, what Breez did and what Spark did fixed that. It solved that problem.
Maybe as well, and this is as someone that you're a veteran at this point. Like how
I'm old, say it.
No, experience. That's what you say.
Experience.
That's the way you get around that
Seasoned.
one. Yeah, seasoned. That's it. Wise soul. the point is with Lightning is I think Lightning was a breeze. This is what we say. Lightning was earlier missold in what it could do, or maybe how it would be adopted. So it was the one fix all that everyone gets a Lightning node, and this idea of that, and even better actually, Lightning became this interoperable layer, right? Now, where I'm going with this is your experience kind of within this Bitcoin space and kind of building. How have you felt that progression across the last, and it's say 8 years of Lightning? Because you're someone who I see head on with new tech, want to learn about it, want to find out that best experience. For building on Bitcoin or products that come from Bitcoin, that development, what do you think is going to come now in the next couple of years? And I'm not saying like how do you feel this is going to change? What do you think? Is Radar the first of many messaging implementations? Kind of where do you think from there?
Well, first of all, it's what Bitcoin's a 15-year-old asset. I mean, it's nothing. It's still so new. So I think right off the bat, that technology, of course, changed the world, changed how we think about money, changed how we think about decentralization, and so that alone was amazing, right? But after that, you are seeing a lot of things being developed, like Lightning, cash with that eCash stuff, with Cashew and Fedimint, even on competitor to Spark, you have the Arc Labs working on their implementation. So it's good to see all this development going on. I just hope there's no interference or any regulation from either regulatory wise, governments, or even through influential people and companies in the space. I think that all the tech is very early. We are all very, very early on, and it all has to play out. So, I mean, it's hard to say what you're gonna see. But like I said earlier, I think you're gonna see, now that we have these tools, you're gonna see Bitcoin being embedded into things people do already, whether that's more shopping or payments or more loans. I don't know, but definitely more.
So I've kind of got one wrap up kind of question here, which is not only what's next for Radar, but what's next for like what you want to be building right now. So Cake, Radar, where do you see these two? What's your let's start that industry as well. What's your dream for them? What do you want to see?
I mean, I don't want to look too far into the future. As players always say, we're not looking at the championship, we're looking at the next game, just looking at the next game. So that's kind of how we think in Cakewallet. What's the next thing we want to do? And with Cakewallet, I mean, like I said earlier, its purpose is to be a cryptocurrency wallet. Does it mean it's going to have lots of features, many tools you can use within the wallet? Yes, and we do today, right? You can do swaps, you can do on ramps, off ramps, you can buy debit cards, gift cards, you can connect to DeFi, blah blah blah. So right now, there's a lot of work to be done to streamline that, to make it even more user friendly, easy for non crypto people to use. And on the Radar side, like I said, I mean, the first is, of course, target Cake Wallet users. They know us, they trust us. Second, of course, I see the big users being the Bitcoiners, the people who are into Bitcoin, like Bitcoin, want to use and spend Bitcoin. But I think after that, we'll have to um, lure people in probably with some sort of a stable coin. And of course, I know we're talking to you guys about it. And that, I think that's when people who get into it, I see stable. I don't like stable coins, by the way, but I see that as a gateway drug to Bitcoin. Once people use it and see how easy it is and private and self-custodial it is, and that'll wake them up to the importance of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
You got to meet people where you are. I think that's just the recurring theme that anyone will take from this conversation is that you're user first, using the best technology to do it. and create that best experience. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is there anything else that you want to share?
One other thing I want to bring up about Radar, which is really good for like normies, for crypto, non-tech people. Your seed is actually backed up, encrypted and backed up on the Signal servers. It doesn't come to us. We don't see it. Of course, it goes straight to gets backed up there. So if you ever lose your phone, or you get a new phone, or you deleted the app, or the app gets corrupted, or something happens, all you have to do is remember your phone number. So I think we solved that problem as well. Like, nobody has to try to manage their keys and their seed and blah blah blah. Just remember your phone number, and you restore your Radar/Signal account, and boom, you get your wallet back. Easy. We still recommend you write down your seed though, for safety. But if you didn't, most of 99.9%, you'll get your wallet back.
Where can people find you, Vik?
Just download Radar. Send me a message on my Radar names. It's all like a Signal name, I guess. Radar.100, and I'll send you some sats.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming on the pod, and for the rest of you, take care, and we'll chat soon.